Welcome back, everybody. Do you find yourself feeling extra tired these days? Well, our next guest says that it might be because you have some energy vampires in your life.
And here to help us find and fix the energy leaks that are keeping us from having our most productive season yet is peak performance mindset coach, Hina Khan. Welcome.
I'm hyper aware of energy leaks right now in my life, and I'm constantly telling everyone in my life, like, you gotta preserve your energy. But for those who aren't familiar with this, what are energy leaks?
I think of it as things that drain you, but it's repetitive. So if you just looked at it in isolation, you might be like, it's not a big deal. But these are things that are habitual. They happen all the time. So you can even think of a water balloon. You prick it once, a little bit of water comes out, but we're talking over and over again, and then you are depleted. And it can be hard because you're used to it. So you don't even see it as an issue. And I don't know about you, but and maybe this happened for you where you are, it's the end of the day and you're like, why am I so tired? Because when I look at what I did, I shouldn't be this exhausted. And that's your energy being depleted.
So then what differentiates an energy leak and something perhaps more serious, which is like full-on burnout?
I think energy leaks lead to burnout.
Okay.
They're a part of burnout. It's the things happening over and over again. So think of it, Mel, like a virus on the computer. It slows things down until it crashes. And we use that language, don't we? I crashed. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go home and crash. Like, think about that. We should not be going home and crashing. That's not okay. But we talk about it and nobody says, you know, are you okay? Like, what is going on that you're crashing?
It's so normal. All right, so Hina, you say that there are a few things that are the biggest drain of our energy. So we're gonna go through some of them. The first one is lack of boundaries. Talk to us about this one.
I know, we're all like, yes. Your inability to say no is costing you. And because it's done over and over again, you are overextending, overgiving, over-functioning, and again, you don't even realize it. And the other thing is, many times people will put other people's priorities before their own. Even on teams, we see this, where there's one person that has helped everybody else, and they're staying late to get their things done. This can be difficult to change, though, because it's uncomfortable to say no. It's uncomfortable to put up boundaries. And so even if all you did was say, let me think about it, so you could check in with yourself and say, do I want to do this? Because it's just a habit to say yes. Do I really want to do this? Is this one of my priorities? It might be urgent to them, but it's not urgent to me. And that it's okay to say no.
Well, it's interesting because sometimes saying no fills me with worry and fear, which are two other factors that help or that don't help, but that take away our energy. So talk about worry and fear.
Well, I don't know. Some of you may be able to relate. Are you always thinking of the worst case scenario? You go down that rabbit hole. And what happens is when you get emotionally involved with it, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and imagined. So your body is going into that state of worry and fear as if it is happening, even if it is not happening. And again, it can be difficult to go from that to everything is great, everything is rosy, but even getting to neutral would be good. Like, just get to neutral. And then you can start to look for the good in things, but first get to neutral.
And you say procrastination can be kind of an energy leak. How so?
Well, many times we're procrastinating because we think that the task is what is going to be so draining. It's not. It's avoiding the task that is draining.
So just do it and get it out of the way. Do it and get it out of the way.
So true.
Because think about it, when we're avoiding a task, we're making reasons in our mind of why we're avoiding it. So now we're thinking about the avoiding it. We're talking to people like, Mel, look, the reason I'm not doing this, and Mel's like, I don't even care if you do it or not. But we're having a conversation about it because it's on your mind. So either do it, ditch it, or delegate it, but make a decision. Decision will end procrastination.
Love it. In the intro, we talked about energy vampires, and that right away brings me to people. People who are energy vampires.
Well,
talk to us about that.
Present, company excluded, including the audience. You know, are you ever around somebody and then afterwards you're like, I'm tired. I love it. I'm drained, right? Why am I exhausted? And it's because you're around somebody that is probably talking at you. Like, it's not really a conversation. They're talking at you. And also, they are really talking about a lot of drama. There seems to be a lot of drama in their life. And they're not looking for anything from you. They just want you to be the sounding board. I've even heard somebody say, oh, thank you so much. I just needed to vomit that out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, am I a barf bag? Yeah. Right? Like, how many times does that happen? So now, if these people are in your family, you might not be able to cut them out. But what you could do is have but you may be able to. But you could have boundaries around when you're going to talk to them. So maybe it's like on your commute, like you've got 10 minutes, but don't talk to them during your creative times, during the time when you're working on your priorities, because it will derail you and you're going to feel tired. And you're like, why am I so tired?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you're going to numb yourself. You're going to go scroll. And then the day is done.
Yeah,
Then the
absolutely.
day is done.
All right, so how can we use our morning and night routines to stop these energy leaks? Please, we are all ears.
Well, nighttime is very important because sometimes that's when we will stay up way too late. So it can be about just tweaking something. Like, what is something that if you just shifted would help you? And that could even be getting into bed earlier as well. So look at your nighttime routine. What are some things that you can shift? Morning routine, if you know me, I love a morning routine. This morning, 6 a.m., I was on a call with my clients. It sets you up to be in a peak state. What are you thinking about? You're thinking about your goals, your priorities. This is going to help you to say no to things, because the idea is that peak state takes you throughout the day. I think having a morning routine is honestly a game changer.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, you're creating who you are, you're creating your day. So when you get those requests, you can filter it through your goals and what you want to accomplish.
And just quickly, like a morning routine, you're just talking about like doing the same thing every morning, like having your cup of coffee, reading the paper, like that kind of thing?
It's not. Yes, it's having a cup of coffee, but it's not reading the paper.
What's a morning routine?
Okay, actually, what I would say, if reading the paper is part of your morning routine, don't do it.
Okay.
I'm not saying don't read the paper, read it later. Don't fill your mind with stuff. You fill your mind. What my morning routine is, I write my goal.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
so happy and
Got it.
grateful
That's a good
now
one.
that.
Okay.
We'll do a whole segment on that
We're
at some point.
I feel like that's the next segment.
segment.
Hina. Morning routines with Hina Khan. Hina, thank you as always. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.